Hey folks, Dave Parrish here. Got another video on Knack functionality. We'll get right into it. The lowdown on table groupings. I'll show you exactly what I mean. It's not a complicated topic, but there's a number of things going on. A few moving parts. Here's a table of some financial stuff. And it's based on a year up here, a market, in this case this market's China, and this is a budget for a year to do promotions of stuff. And then there's different, they call them programs, retail, ingredients, food service. And so grouping is, instead of having all these, without these main groups, just being sorted in a particular manner, this can give you some nicer visual way to look at your data. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I'm going to show you some limitations, some other things, and this won't be too long. Thanks. Okay, let's run through this. The lowdown on table groupings. I'm just going to use this one main thing to do most of this stuff. Here's this table. I'm going to go through how you do it and what's going on. This is this table on the back end. I'm going to make myself over here. You can see it's grouped by master grant, that's the year. Market, that was China, and then these different program types. Now to set anything as a group, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go to this one. You got to engage the column itself. The first click engages the functionality of the table. The second click is going to do the table, or the grouping, or aspects of the field. And then one aspect is, hey, do I want to group by this? Now notice this, I can click this. Now this is just added to a group. Now you can't have too many groupings or your thing's going to get weird. And the order of the grouping is determined here. Meaning, do you want to, in this case we start by year, then we go to market, then we go to program. But the behavior is Knack. Whenever you make the new one a group, it sets its position as number one. So you might likely have to change that. Now it knows we have 4 of them. We had 3, we added another one. So you might have to change this or change other ones to end up getting it in the order you want. That's just a, and then let's do one that is grouped. Another aspect is how it's sorted. This is the order, and then how it's sorted. In this case, we have master grant by the year is the first grouping, which makes sense. We want the most recent year to be up top, and then down we'll get the other years. To do that, we're going to sort it A to Z. This sort handles the grouping. You might be used to another. Some people I've seen get confused on this. We have another sorting aspect. This is for the fields. Under source, this is a whole nother topic, but under source, we're going to have how it's sorted, and we determine to do it by these. Could be by dates, could be by whatever. And that will specifically, your groupings are going to group, let's say retail here, it's going to put all retail here for that year and for that market. And then within this, it's going to sort by the manner you're told. So these records within retail will be sorted in that manner. Okay, now let's talk about the sums it will give you. So you're going to go to, if you're used to tables, do this with grouping or with not, or without. You go to settings, and we're saying, hey, include column summaries. So, and you can determine which ones you want. Some numbers you don't want to add it up, and some do. But here's the behavior and limitation of that. Let's go back to our app. So we have years, 2023. Down here is 2022. You can have multiple years. And now underneath those we have subgroupings. Well, Knack doesn't sum the subgroupings. I don't know if there's a way around that. So what we have here, we told it to sum. So it's taken 2023, we got China, but more importantly, we got these different retail ingredients, the programs. It's not giving us a sum total for those. That might be nice to have. Again, there may be some code that will do that. What it's going to do it's going to sum up all 2023 with this value. It's going to sum up all 2022 with this value, and then it's going to give you the total for all the years. That's how that behaves. Another thing with the sums, this happens on all the Knack stuff. Notice this. I'm going to go to this example here. Consumer. Well, not consumer, 2023. It has a value of 953 here. Now we have all the records on this page. Let's do this. Let's say you have a lot more records than are going to fit on one page. Now you can get up to 1,000, which takes care of a lot of stuff, but sometimes it won't. Let's put 25. We're going to go down here to the sum of 2023. 922. Wasn't that just 950 something? How this behaves in Knack, it sums what's on the page. And you can see the total is the same. Now if I go to page 2, the sum of 2023 is 31,000. That's the difference between the 950 sum to the 922. Put it back on show all records. That's going to be the 953. So you got to watch out for that. Another thing, I'm going to show you two things. One, inline editing. If you have inline editing set, note this. Your groupings won't be inline editing. So in this case, if you want something inline editing, you might want this in here twice. Now it seems redundant too, but it might be useful for you. It also might be useful in filtering. Also, what else do we have here? Linking. If you wanted, let's just say, here's an example, here's another one. Here's expense items linked by, or expense items grouped by invoice number. Well, here's the invoice number. I can't link there. But here, I put this in here twice. Once as a grouping, once here, because I have a link. I can click on that and go right to the invoice. That's some behavior or approach you might take with some of that. Another point, I'm going to go back to this other one. All expenses. Sorting by your group thing. Now, if this was an invoice number, and invoice numbers were sequential, you could tell it to, do the highest, lowest, or whatever you want. But these end up being text, and some can have characters in them. You might have some problems sorting. Because it's going to sort by text. I did a video recently trying to sort numbers when they're text. It sorts differently. You might have some challenges with that. And sometimes also, you might have a number, you might have a date, but you want that also grouped by, you want that date to show more information. So you put a date in a text formula, then slash the customer's name and slash whatever, the region. We've just turned all that into text. You might have some sorting issues with that. Filtering should be just fine. Exporting, let's export something right here. I'm going to go to this one, export it. This is how the exporting will behave. Let's call it up. It's pretty simple. It's just a spreadsheet, so it's not going to be doing grouping stuff. Let's see if you can see this. So our first grouping, it's just going to put as a cell in all the rows, then the market, then the program. They're just going to appear within here. That's just as simple as that. One other thing too, groupings, and my colleague and fellow YouTuber Carl Holmes, coincidentally, today we both had videos scheduled to do on this grouping topic, but his wasn't all the details about the actual grouping functionality. He has some special code that you can put in that does sticky columns. Now, I believe I have a video that does sticky column headings. That means when you have a lot on the page, as you go up, see how we lose the columns, and we may not know what these values represent? Sticky columns will keep this here as you're scrolling down. But he took that one step further, and he has some code that will also keep your group your groupings, and it has some way to figure it out. So that'd be convenient too if you have a use case where you have especially a lot of data and you're not sure what columns are what. But that's what I got on this. I'll put that in the description. Again, fairly easy topic, just a fair amount going on with it. Each of them, again, simple. Thanks, folks.